let me ask you, who are you?
Um, just being me, Dinard, son of God, young black man in America.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jesse, and welcome to the Jess Takes a Village podcast, where we focus on people who have used their education, whether it be formal, vocational, or even life experiences, to propel their lives in a positive direction. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, finally,
That's a fact.
finally, after summer's waiting. Now, I know you as one name, right? And
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know if you want to share that with the world,
No,
but
it's
feel
cool.
free to introduce yourself personally.
Well, my name is Dinard,
Okay?
but I'm known as the burpee saying now.
That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the burpee saint to the platform. Clap it up for yourself.
Yes, sir. So this is long overdue too. My apologies, cause you know you my bro in real life.
You want nothing?
Real shit.
I'm just thankful that you're able to make it here,
Right.
Now, obviously, everything in God's timing. Now,
Always.
I know you guys hearing the introduction. You guys are probably like, what's a burpee saying? Right? Now, for somebody who's in the workout world, right?
Right.
You know the importance of a burpee. So let's just start off there. What exactly is a burpee? But let's say a kid is watching and the kid doesn't know. What's a burpee?
So basically, burpee is a full body exercise. Yeah, that targets the full body when done the correct way.
Okay. So I know a burpee to be a modified push-up.
Yeah.
I know you stand up straight, you go down, you knock out two, and then you come back up.
Right. Right. So it's all different variations of burpees. Like you can do push-ups, you can do crunches with it, Navy SEALs with it. So it's different variations with the burpee. Yeah.
So don't worry, because as like the fans and as like the audience is watching, we're gonna actually have examples because you have those videos out,
Yeah.
and we'll have those out there.
Yeah.
So, Dinard, let's start as far back as we can remember, because I always think there's a starting point, right, to everybody's life, and that little gap in between is like the developmental stages, and then we get to where we are. Even though some of us, like myself, we're not there yet per se. But as far back as you could remember, what were you like as a child?
Child. I ain't gonna lie, as I can reflect now that I'm a little more mature, I was probably a little knucklehead as a child. I was very not wild, but like I was very like childlike, always want to be into things and stuff like that.
It seems like you were very active.
Very active.
Now, was that something that like your family taught you? Were your family people who are outside? Was it like a culture thing? Were you just attracted to like being outside?
I guess I forced myself to be that way.
Okay.
It wasn't really a family thing. I guess I just forced myself to be into those things.
Okay, because I had my last guest, my boy Champ. He said he went outside because his dad had went away for a little bit, and his mom was working the 9 to 5. So when he came home, he was by himself. Now I'm asking because like, do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have. Shit, I gotta count. I got 4 sisters and 1 brother.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So you came from a really really big family.
Yeah, we all yeah, I have a lot of siblings, but we ain't really grew up together. Some of us grew up together.
Yeah.
And some of us grew like with their other parent type stuff. Yeah. But we all like kind of kept in contact and
over the years.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why I ask about the family thing is, when I do see you at the park, and either you're working out first or I'm working out, you always give off this family vibe.
Yeah.
You're always like in a group, and I'm only saying that because your energy always attracts people to you.
Yeah.
People who are family oriented is not just for the house. We could go outside, we could bump into people, and it's all love. What does that mean to you to always being able to attract like different kinds of people to you?
I haven't really thought much of it. I just like try to be myself.
Yeah.
So
because people are attracted to your energy.
yeah.
Like that's one thing I always notice. Like whenever you speak, people do they actually they listen to you.
Yeah.
And they actually heed like the things that you're saying.
Yeah.
So how does that like make you feel as a person?
That I try to stay as humble as possible, but sometimes it does kind of make me feel good to
right
that people actually want to be heard from me.
Absolutely.
So I try my best to make sure whatever information I'm providing to them is the right information. Yeah.
And it goes into the leadership qualities, which we've spoken
Yeah.
off the camera a lot about.
Facts.
A lot of these leadership tendencies that you have. So my first like real official question is, what does being a leader mean to you?
Someone that sets examples and take responsibilities for their actions and stuff like that. And yeah, so yeah.
Do you think you were always somebody who took responsibility for your actions?
No, I had to learn to become this way, and I'm actually still working on becoming better because I feel like it's just a lot of things that I still need to work on. Yeah, so yeah.
Absolutely. Boy, I just, I've come across a lot of people in life. And I'm not just saying this to like toot your horn, but you're a very like humble guy. Like you're a very, very humble guy. Like it's not really like there are things everybody knows you could do, but you would still like take a step back and be like, maybe, Yeah. Now, with this leadership roles or these qualities that you have, I know on a day-to-day life you always speak about, the highs, the mediums, and lows that not just you go through, but that everybody goes through. And you also spoke to me one time in a park about understanding that that not everybody always has it together. Where does that come from?
Experience. Yeah, experience because I wasn't always this way or thought this way either. It took me to go through like real life real life changing things to kind of adapt to this mental.
It's I think for me, one of the transitions that helped me out in life was realizing that I can't afford to be lazy.
Right.
You know, the more work I put in, the more success I see.
Right.
Now, in terms of fitness, I know you've adopted that whole persona.
Right.
Because you always said, yo, like I'm up early. It don't matter what I do the night before. I'm up early. It doesn't matter what kind of food I eat the night before. I'm up early.
Right.
So you have the leadership qualities. You're very understanding and you're very practical and solid when it comes to, the whole fitness journey. But all of these pieces to me is saying something a lot more. It's saying that, yo, like I think you're gonna be destined for something even greater than what you're doing. So when you sit back and you think about like these things, like where does your mind take you, if you don't mind me asking? Like where do you see yourself, if I could ask? Not even the next 5 years. Where do you see yourself in the next year?
On the next year, well, I see myself whatever God has in store for me. And I hopefully that is continue doing what I love to do, which is working out and also probably making some money off of the things I love doing.
Absolutely.
And
Continue.
And building it bigger. Yeah.
Who put you onto the workout lifestyle?
Put me on to work. Honestly,
I'm not gonna. Oh, well, let me rephrase the question.
right.
Who lit the spark in you to start working out?
Consistently,
Yes.
Myself. Honestly, myself.
Like, what just were you like tired of being like? Did you not like what you seen when you looked in the mirror?
That, and it had a little bit of health issues too with me and other people that was close to me that I loved. So all of that just accumulated, and I was like, enough is enough. Let me just figure how to become more healthier and stronger, so I can prevent going through the things that I've seen people I loved went through.
You know, a lot of times, especially in our communities, we see people with diabetes.
Right.
We see people with high blood pressure.
Right.
We see people with thyroid problems. We see obesity.
Right.
And you know, even in my class, I have to tell the kids like, you can't drink juice in here.
Right.
Like drink water. Like y'all gotta pick better snacks.
Right.
Now, I know you said, you know, it was a lot of health issues and people you love. So you physically going through seeing people getting sick because of bad eating choices, bad eating habits, and just not exercising?
And lifestyles as well. Not
Yeah.
only just eating, also just basically the choices you make and stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah.
So you told yourself like, yo, like this is it. I'm making a change. So how long have you been working out up till now?
Since 2018. Yeah, so that'll be about 8 to 9 years.
Okay. And now are you somebody who follows like a workout plan? You say yo, Monday chest, Tuesday arms, Wednesday legs.
No, I used to do things like that, but nah, at this point, I don't do stuff like that no more.
Why?
Because right now, I'm not training for anything. If I was training for something, I would. But as of right now, I'm just kind of maintaining, so I just be going with the flow.
Now, I do have to ask you the tough questions about the workout world.
Sure.
Because I know you've always been very like strongly opinionated
Facts.
on, you know, different groups of people and different types of people. So the first thing I'm gonna ask you is, now, when I go to the park and I work out, I don't like to have a phone out unless I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
Right? Now, unless you're training people or instructing them on how to do an exercise, then to me, my opinion, by all means, record yourself.
Right.
But how do you feel like when you walk past the local gym and everybody just got their phones out? You know, how do you feel when you go into the park to do calisthenics and everybody has their phones out?
See, I wouldn't feel no way about it if the person was actually putting in some work. If it's more about like just the content,
yeah,
then everybody's entitled to do what they want to do. But me, I'm probably not into that. I'm more into the work itself.
You know, I know because there are gyms in certain parts of like the city in Brooklyn that they'll tell you like there's no recording in the gym.
Yeah, I've been to some of them.
You know, like you just have to work out. Yeah. And it's crazy to me because look honestly like what the world has become now.
Right.
You know, people can't work out without putting the phone up. Oh shoot. Yeah, people can't work out without putting, that's how it works. Yeah. People can't work out without putting the phone up, you know, and I'm just like, is technology really doing this to us? Everybody's a gym influencer now.
Yeah. Everybody's an influencer, period.
You know, I guess myself included. But you know.
I mean, but you know why it took like you know why I came here, because this is organically like real. This is like we talking about real things.
Absolutely.
We're not gossiping about nothing else besides we talking about real life situations and real life. Everybody's like chasing a clout, like chasing attention, chasing a viral moment, chasing a trend. And I know that because I was in that loop at a point in time. I wanted to be a rapper before I was into fitness. But once I realized I didn't want that for myself, I kind of seen like where I was at, and I didn't want to be there no more. And I kind of changed my whole habits and lifestyle. It now took me I told you I was working out since 2018.
Right.
It now took me like, you know, I'm like 2-3 years into now embrace being on camera more, taking videos and stuff like that, because I felt like I had to learn more instead of just wanting to be on camera. I wanted to learn more of what I was doing and how to get stronger and stuff like that. So,
but you see, guys, I want you guys to like hone in on the fact that this is what you call a real response. You know, not everybody's camera ready.
Yeah.
Not everybody's ready to put what they're going through out there, and everybody's ready to just share their opinion with the world. Right. So I'm very grateful that you know that you're actually, you know, opening up and just letting people know exactly how it is you feel. You know, so aside from the the video recording. Now, I told you personally, and we've had this debate a couple times. I personally feel, and I'm going to stand on this, that people who are incarcerated, I feel like their workout regimen is extremely intense. And I also feel like the things that they're doing in there with less resources is lapping people out here by like a mile. Now, I know you said you kind of oppose that kind of thinking, so just share with us why.
Maybe for the regular person that goes to the gym,
Right,
not just to work out,
right,
but my saying, or like the fitness people I be around,
mm-hmm.
it's totally different compared to like a jail workout.
Okay,
It's totally different. Now, shout outs to jail workouts though, because they do work, and a lot of the workouts maybe that I do and a lot of people that do maybe does come from jail
yeah,
or was inspired in jail and
jail,
stuff
yeah,
like that. But it's totally a lot different when you build in a different discipline in the streets compared to jail. And a person that's really like take their fitness serious, that's doing the proper nutritions,
right,
that's working out, actually not work, just working out, training certain
yeah,
amount of times throughout the day and stuff like that, they're definitely gonna supersede or be above a jail person, because when you're in jail, you get to work out only a certain amount of time. Yeah, you can go in your in the cell and work out and stuff like that,
right,
but the nutrition, the the nutrition, the resources you can get to outside on the
right,
outside is just way better.
yeah,
But shout outs to the dudes in jail that's not wasting their time and getting busy.
absolutely,
I I've been incarcerated before
right,
and I never worked out in jail. I actually built this discipline in outside. But one of my coaches that did teach me
yeah,
teach me. He been before, and I related to him because I've been in there before as
absolutely,
well. So I respect every dude that works out that's in jail and that's still maintaining their fitness and
yeah,
stuff like that. But they also have to definitely respect the dudes that's building that discipline out here and should actually push that more than to push
absolutely,
jail workouts.
absolutely, absolutely. I do, and listen, the message that you just said is gonna hit home to certain people who understand.
Yeah,
You know, and I don't think we gotta delve into that anymore. The
yeah,
people who understand you, like me, myself, and thousands and millions of others, they'll be like, okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
You know, now another, I wouldn't call it a problem, right? But one of the issues, even though that's the same shit, one of the issues that I have is I feel that people who do calisthenics can do great gym work. I do not feel people who do great gym work can do calisthenics. Now, my logic, one of my boys, he goes to the gym a
Right,
good amount of times during the week. He lifts, bench presses, everything.
right.
I was like, yo, bro, let's go to a park by your house. Let's just do some push ups. Feel me? Nothing too crazy. 20 push ups all the way down to one, 210. Put some squats in between, 10 pull ups going around. So
Right.
by the time we done, it's something like, but by the time we done, it's 210 push ups, 150 squats, 150 pull ups.
Yeah.
By push up number 50, it was over.
Yeah.
It was over. Right? And I'm asking myself, but this is somebody who goes to the gym.
Yeah.
This is somebody who lifts weights.
Yeah.
How is it now? The fitness people are saying, well, Jesse, you're activating a different muscle. Well, Jesse, using a different thing. But what's the difference for you?
See, people that goes to the gym is like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they don't know this, but a lot of people that go to the gym, it's like they don't understand that when you just lifting weights, you just going basically for a pump. You just pumping yourself up. You're not really building internal strength. Now, I do love the gym, actually.
Okay.
I'm not just a calisthenics head. I actually
Okay.
fucks with the gym.
Yeah.
But I'm very big on mixing the both. I feel like you should don't just stick to one thing. If you into like fitness overall, you should want to dabble in everything that has to do with fitness.
Gotcha.
So gym and calisthenics are both big factors of fitness, and me personally, I mix those both. So a lot of dudes in the gym, they have um that pump and just that strength to lift things, but as far as in lifting their own body weight and that internal strength, they don't have that because they don't train for that or do the calisthenics part, like the pull-ups, the push-ups,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
that's
all
what
things
they're
in
lacking.
equal
Proportion.
Yeah.
Some gym, some calisthenics.
Yes.
Now, I just kind of want to go back to the leadership thing. So at the local park in our neighborhood in Flatbush, we go to Wingate Park to usually work out. Shout out Wingate Park. And I know every Sunday, you were hosting workout sessions.
Yes.
For free.
Burpee Mania,
and it was called Burpee Mania. Could you describe to the people watching what Burpee Mania was?
Basically, it was every Sunday we was giving out back to the community free workout session / camp.
Absolutely.
We would do burpees for 45 minutes to an hour straight. After we would gather together, eat fresh, no seed oil, no preservatives foods cooked by the chefs, the team chefs, Marlo and Muli.
Absolutely.
And Crozet. And after that, we work out again. But we were doing that for every Sundays, and we did it this year for 12 weeks straight.
For 12 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And what got you to do that? What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, so this was Burpee Mania 2.
Yeah.
Last year, Burpee Mania started in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
We went a month, and it started all everybody wanted to do burpees like how I was doing it, and me, and a couple of my dogs,
myself included.
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely.
How we was doing it. They wanted to do it at the pace we was doing it, so I said, and I train people. I'm actually a certified personal trainer. So I said, instead of me training you for this thing, how about you come meet me up on this one day of the week, and we all just do burpees together and stuff like that. So it became a thing last year where it went for a month straight. You know what I'm saying? It became a vibe. So this year, everything that I wanted to, tweak to make it go a little better, we did that, and it kind of went viral and became
it did.
It did.
It did go viral.
That's
Give yourself some credit. It did go viral. It did.
A fact. Shout out to the Saiyans too, man. It did went viral. Me and the Saiyans, we did a phenomenal job this summer. Like we put on a show every Sunday, and a lot of people, even last year, but even this year, because it was so much more people attended, a lot of people changed their lives off of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I physically seen. I know, sometimes when I go to the park and I'm working, I'm just looking and observing. And I'm not gonna call out her name, but there was a girl you was training.
Yeah.
Specifically on the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
And I watch almost every day this girl just struggling on the ball.
Yeah.
Struggling on the ball. And I remember you was teaching her, just take your time, no rush. And then one Sunday, she got her chin over the ball.
Wow.
And this is me just watching.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, But what was that feeling like for you? Or what is that feeling when you're able to get your clients over that hump or over that edge?
Well, honestly, I'm so used to that feeling because I've been doing this for a little minute. But I feel like that's just me giving back. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm now on social media, everybody is into more like the real part, like the numbers and stuff like that. I'm more into working out for real, like making people get stronger. So it's a natural feeling for me, but that's just because that's something I've been doing and stuff like that. Yeah. So I can't really recall the girl you're talking about because I have so many saiyan ladies in the team. We got the saiyans and we got the saiyan lady that's all actually getting stronger. They all getting stronger. So yeah, that story is crazy.
Yeah, because and I always tell people, you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
You never know who's paying attention.
Yeah.
And I like the inclusivity of it. Come as you are. Come work out.
Yeah.
Just come get better. One of one of the best workouts I could say I had with you and a couple of the guys was I just walked into the park. And I never forget, I walked into the park, went straight to my push-up bar. I'm doing my pull-ups, and as I'm coming out on a pull-up, he was like, nah, stop that. And I was like, what you mean? It's like, now we about to start the burpees. I'm like, yo, bro, my arms is fried. He goes, nah, never mind that. And then I went in and I knocked out the burpees. Now, I'm not going to lie to nobody. I did not do 100 straight. I stopped at 70, took a break. You said, yo, as long as you finish. As long as you finish. And that to me built my resilience, my stamina, and my appreciation for a lot of the things that you guys were doing. And I see how it really impacts the community. I see how the workout place is a safe place. I see how everybody supports each other. I see how you got one guy selling the fresh juices, one guy cutting up the watermelon. So overall, what I'm asking is, what does a positive community mean to you?
A positive community means everything to me. I kind of grew up and myself was to blame in like a fucked up community. I was out here terrorizing. So I feel like this is just a positive community is everything. And if I can help create that, that's like, I bet I'm sorry and I'm giving back for the fucked up shit I did before.
Why do you think, not why do you think, but what do you think led you to terrorize the community, especially your own community?
Me being young, dumb, being a follower, not really knowing how to be myself entirely.
And what do you think led you to make the change? Because a lot of people are still stuck in the same mindset. A lot of people still want to terrorize others. A lot of people, they wake up and they're upset because of how they're living. And then they in turn want to put that on somebody or have to show off for someone. But like, what was the fork in the road you say for you? If you feel comfy, answer.
No, you're good. I guess me kept going through the same things.
What do you mean by like? I'm not asking you to like go into detail.
Yeah.
But like for someone who's a younger version of you watching, like what do you think would be the best way to reach them? Because you're saying like some of these things, like what were like, if you could share like an example or two, like what were like some of the things like you were going through that kind of led you to like this behavior?
I ain't really like I was saying I was being a follower. I didn't know how to be myself.
Yeah.
So before I didn't know how to be myself, I was following everything else but myself, everything that I thought was cool.
Right.
And
I know for me, and I'll share this. I wanted to make money because I didn't have money. So because I wanted to make money, I was willing to do whatever it took to make money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be behind. I didn't want to have old sneakers anymore. I didn't want to have old clothes anymore. I didn't want to have to wait weeks before I got my next haircut. And this is me at 13, 14. You understand? I wanted my own money. I was working illegally. I wanted to work. I wanted to keep $1 in my pocket. I didn't like the fact that, and obviously you got Caribbean parents, they could give you what they could give you.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to survive off $10 a week. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to get up and go to the movies whenever I wanted. I wanted to go buy whatever I wanted from the store. So I knew what I was doing, and I knew that, that ain't really the right thing for me to do after I done bumped my head 1,001 times, And I'm only saying that because a younger person who's listening, they could be watching, they could be like, damn, like I thought it was just me. Because a lot of people do feel as if it's just them going through their trials and their tribulations in life. And then they see an adult who goes, yo, I was a follower. I wasn't being a leader. I thought these things were cool. Then I realized it wasn't, But I am, and I know it's not easy for you to share certain things, but I am very thankful that you are sitting in the chair that you're at. And I am thankful that you're at least, trying to make an attempt to open yourself up because it's not easy.
At least you know this is new for me. Like,
yeah, I know. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm taking a walk with you. I know it's gonna somebody watching could be like, why is his answers like that? Why is this like that? But everybody moves at their own pace, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's my job as the interviewer
Mm-hmm.
to understand, okay, if he's not comfy with this, or if his answers are like this, just walk with him through it,
Mm-hmm.
A more lighter question for you, though. I see you have the shirt on.
Yeah.
You got the merch, the Saiyans merch. And obviously, the Saiyans come from Dragon Ball Z,
Right.
the cartoon in the 90s where all of the guys from that planet were ripped.
Yeah.
Right. What does it mean to you to just have your name and your brand on something?
It means everything. I mean, it means a lot to me now because
Right.
I used to be real materialistic.
Okay.
Now to push my own thing, which I've been doing for a little minute, is like it means a lot to me because now I could tell myself what's cool instead of people showing me what's cool and stuff like
Instead
that.
of falling for the status quo.
Right.
Agreed.
And not to double back on your question before,
Yeah.
but you said what made me go into a thing. That was a great answer from you because
Yeah.
the same thing. It was definitely money,
Yeah.
and also a little bit of I wanted to be tough so bad. I don't know, maybe because of little like childhood things, but I just fake like wanted to be tough. I grew up with a lot of siblings, but I didn't grow close with my brother, and I grew up with a lot with my sisters and stuff like that. So I was basically the only dude, and I couldn't go inside to go get nobody besides myself. You feel me?
Too.
So
Yeah.
that's what made me want to think. So yeah, your answer, listening to your answer, I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly.
A lot of us, and I was telling my boy in the last interview, you know how many of us have the same experiences?
Yes, a lot of us.
You know how much of us go through the same things?
Shit. Yeah.
But it's like when we go outside and we see our friends, we're both struggling, but we're so prideful, we don't want to say, I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah.
And the other person don't want to admit, like, shit, if you fucked up, I'm all the way fucked up.
Right.
But excuse my language, kids, but so much of us go through the same trials and tribulations. Why do you think as men we're afraid to share with each other?
Because we're taught to just like be hard and just like rough all the time and stuff like that. We're taught to just not have no emotions and not express yourself, just go with the flow. So we feel like we like to walk with this mask all day and escape reality all the time. That's why probably I smoke weed, because I know reality is tough. And yeah, sometimes I'll be scared not to smoke because of how tough reality.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for people, I feel like, directly to just face their demons.
Yeah.
And I feel as if the more we admit to each other that we got demons and we go through things, I feel like the more we're understanding.
Right.
Because one of my best examples in life, and I was taught this as a child, somebody who steals from the store is a thief. But if they use it to feed their family, they're a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A kid I used to tutor many, many years ago. I never forget, my boss went in his wallet. He was going to take us to get food. And he had his wallet on the table. We left, but then he came back and got it. My boss opened his wallet, all money gone. So we just dropped the kid home. So my boss circled back and he sees the kid coming out the Chinese store.
Right.
With bags of food. And $40 back then,
Yeah.
And my boss gets out the car. My boss, he's like, yo, what, you stole from me?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do such a thing? Why would you do that? Screaming at him. Rightfully so, because you shouldn't steal. And little boy just started crying.
Wow.
And as he's crying, he tells my boss at the time, if I don't steal from you, how am I going to feed my brothers and sisters? At the time, the boy was 11 years old, 11, 12 years old. And that to me was a moment that just stuck with me.
Yeah.
That should not be his burden at that age. It shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
And he has to carry it. Funny, the same year he ended up passing away. And I always tell myself, why did I have to see that? You know, not in a negative way, but why was that meant for me to see? And to me, one of the best examples I got from that is always give people grace, because you never know what they're going through. Always give people grace. It's so easy to judge. It's so easy to judge. Oh, you're this way, you're that way, you're this way, you're that way. But you couldn't live a day in that person's shoes.
Right.
You know, it's tough. I'll give you another one. We had a kid at the job. This kid, like, he always cursing at the teachers. Curse at me too. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I always used to go, you know, whatever. But the other teachers, they were a little bit tough on him. Oh, that's not an excuse for him to do. You're making excuses. You're making excuses. So one day we had a conversation amongst the teachers, and I said, this kid's mom died. He has no father. He's living at home with a sibling that really isn't mentally stable. What you expect him to do?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's old enough to make better decisions,
Mm-hmm.
because the people who's supposed to help him with that decision making, they aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
So I told the teachers, if any of you want to switch places with him in life, by all means, go ahead. And everyone was quiet. I said, it's so easy to judge when we're standing outside of the circle. When you're in the circle, that's when you have to adapt. That's when you have to react. This is when you have to figure out how to survive every day. You know? And so many kids and adults, they go through these things. You know? A lot of them have these pressures. A lot of them have been incarcerated. But I know this may sound childish, but I just feel everybody just needs a hug at certain times.
Yeah.
You know how much people need to, like, cry, and they haven't cried in years, and it's just built up. You know, a lot of tension. And, you know, I only hope that, you know, one day it's able to be easier for people to especially vent to their friends without being laughed at, you know? Now, just to kind of come in a full circle moment, you've always said to me, you know, on times when we were supposed to do the podcast, yo, like, bro, I can't make it. I gotta go work. I gotta go make money, you know? And my response is always, yo, go ahead, do your thing. I'm gonna be here. What does survival mean to you as a person?
Making it happen. Making by any means necessary. Making it happen. Making shit happen. That's exactly what that means to me. Yeah.
And do you think, as far as this point in your life, you've just been surviving?
Surviving, and I can actually say I could say I'm blessed too.
Good.
Yeah, I'll definitely say I'm blessed.
Because I know one thing about you. Every morning there's a King James Version Bible quote on the Instagram story. You know?
Yeah. I'm not religious though.
I believe it.
I'm not religious, but I definitely.
You know the book well though.
Yes, and I definitely push the word.
Why?
I feel like not only that's my purpose, but ever since when I got into that, it brought me peace. That helped me a lot getting out of the world I was in before. So when I got into that, that's like my escape. I don't know. It does a lot for me. So
Therapeutic.
Therapeutic. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Bible verse?
A favorite?
Or one that just hits you differently?
Verse? A favorite verse? There's many verses. Oh yeah, maybe yeah.
Give us one. Let's hear it.
Revelations.
Okay.
The whole. I would just say the whole chapter. If whoever's watching this,
Right.
Revelations 1, the whole chapter, preferably from 1 down to 15. 1 down to 15. So whoever watching, I just tell them to go check it out for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go check that out myself too.
Yeah, facts.
I know you've always spoke about how, you're not necessarily a religious person,
Right.
but you do push the word. But I want to ask you, what does that belief system mean to you? Because you said it helped you and it's therapeutic,
Yeah.
but how does it like impact your day-to-day life?
Break that question down for me one more
So
time.
I'm saying you had mentioned how it feels good, it redirected your path.
Yeah.
Now, I'm asking on a day-to-day life because is this something like, yo, you wake up and let's say before you leave the house, you read a page? Is this something like you always want to, or if you do any self-reflection, do you always say, I know the book says this? Or do you like lead with it with every step that you take in life?
I try to lead with it with every step I take in my life. I do I do try to self reflect and
Yeah.
be like, you know what? I'm getting into this because I'm putting myself in this. And the book says I should do this, so I won't get into this. So I'll do my best and do that. And but I understand, man, it's tough sometimes. This world is really tough. And I'm not blaming no one but myself. I do get weak. And
The flesh
I
is
will
weak.
very weak. And I will fall short sometimes off my discipline.
Absolutely.
But once I realize that, or if I am realizing that, I'll try my best, and that's when I'm like time to lock in, and I can't go back to where I was at before. I need to go forward, and that's when I will go back to what works for me and start reading and try to catch myself. I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to keep dibbling and dabbling and going back there. I just want to stay
Stay
focused,
in righteousness.
righteous, and go straight
That's
there.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, just by the way you're speaking, we can tell, and I think the audience can tell that you're there. Yeah. Once you realize, because you have a lot of people to me who make mistakes in life and they're
Yeah.
like oblivious to it. They don't know that they're messing up. Then you have the people who actively take accountability. Self-reflection is just important, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I fell short this morning. Because you know what I did? I woke up this morning and I checked my phone first.
Yeah.
Now some people be like, what do you mean check your phone first? I'm supposed to thank God I woke up this morning.
Right.
Because not everybody has that blessing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You wiggle your finger, you wiggle your toes, you're able to move.
Right.
That is a blessing. You're able to draw breath. That is a blessing.
Right.
Sometimes I wake up and selfishly I check the phone. I want to see what's going on in the world or whatever. So that's how I fall short in the mornings. And I have to tell myself like, yo, like I gotta do better.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not gonna get better within the next 5 minutes or in the next day, but knowing and actually trying, step by step and piece by piece. So with this being the Just Takes a Village podcast, right? We tend to focus on the people or the members in our village that helped us, that kept us going. Who are the people in your life who say, you know what, Dinard, we got you. We're gonna make sure you don't fall. We're gonna support you through thick and thin.
Um, I ain't, bro. Like I said before, I'm blessed. So I, there's so many people that looked out for me that it would be selfish if I say one person and not say the other person's name and stuff like that. I was fortunate to have some people around me that looked out for me that wanted the best for my interests. I had people too that took advantage, but the people that looked out for me outweighed those people. So I thank God, I thank the Lord for placing those people in my life and allowing me to have that type of experience.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It was real deep. Like, I don't know, it's to me, when you speak, I feel like I can hear the pain in your voice when it comes to certain things.
Yeah,
you have a very like captivating voice. And I hope you really do, even after this interview, or I know you're gonna have plenty of more interviews to come.
Yeah.
One of my goals for you is I really wish that you hone in on this skill. You have a very powerful voice.
Yeah.
People who are listening to this will automatically tune in, obviously because it's you, but it's like you speak with such conviction, bro. And that's gonna be honestly one of my personal goals for you, man. talk more.
Talk more.
You know, you're a humble guy, but talk more. And now, in terms of your village, I've had tens of people say, you know, my mom, my dad, my siblings, my best friends, this person, this person, this person. But to me, the guests who can't number the people are some of my most special guests because you guys are the people that appreciate all walks of life.
Yeah.
You guys are the guests that can learn anything from anyone at any time.
Yeah.
Whether it be a 5-minute conversation or an hour phone call. You understand? We appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming on the platform. If nobody doesn't tell you, I always make it a habit to tell my guests, yo, you're doing great things in life. Yeah. Even if you can't see it, I can. You're doing great things in life. My goal for you outside of speaking more is I hope you continue on the path. You know, I hope you're prosperous in health. I hope you're prosperous in wealth. And I ultimately hope that you're proud of yourself because you should be. And I hope you're satisfied with the work that you've put in now and the work to come in the future. You know, I know because you're very inspirational, you always have a piece of advice to give. So for the young people listening, what do you think is one piece of advice you could give them for them to keep going and to stay motivated?
Advice for the young people before that, I want to say thank you, though, my brother, for that,
Anytime,
though, man. I appreciate that,
anytime.
man. Because you're a real one, too, though, man. As much as all those good words you have to say for me, I feel the same way and a lot about you, too,
I appreciate that.
You always hold me accountable when you're outside. And you always telling me or giving me some good advice as well, too. So,
yeah, man.
Like iron sharpens iron, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it is.
But advice for the young people, I would say just be yourself, man.
Yes, sir.
Be yourself. Take your time. Enjoy your youth. Enjoy your youth and at the same time maintain your youth. And yeah, be yourself, man. And keep the Lord first. That's it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, and it's just like that. Thank you for coming on the platform.